friends. Now, today's video is about the significance of yoga in case of PCOS management. Well, we all know that yoga is about harmonizing the body with the mind through various breathing exercises, asanas, and meditation. To enlighten us with this knowledge, I'm having a yoga expert with me, Mrs. Priya Madesh, who is a founder of Resculpt Yoga Studio, and she's having years of experience in guiding several women on yoga related to yoga, and she has worked in several institutions as a yoga instructor, and she has completed her yoga master's yoga from Madras University. So I welcome you, ma'am, and I'm very glad to have you with me in this lockdown situation. And definitely, I'm thankful that you agreed to share your knowledge and enlightened all the women, those who are suffering from PCOS, and they have several queries regarding that, when to do, what to do. So I'm sure they will benefit with this video. So first of all, I would like to ask, like, what do you feel? What is the role of PCOS? What is the role of yoga in PCOS management?
First of all, I would like to thank you, Priya, for inviting me, which is my favorite topic also. And coming to your question, how yoga helps in managing PCOS. Yes. So first of all, we analyze the problem with the root cause of it. So coming to PCOS, what is the root cause of it? One is the genetical problem. The other one is hormonal imbalance. Again, coming here, what is the reason behind hormonal imbalance? Only here, yoga keeps its two complaints. One is on inability to manage the stress, and the other one is unhealthy lifestyle. Okay, right. So inability to managing stress. Here, yoga gives a solution with the help of some simple meditation techniques and then pranayama techniques. These two things will help to reduce the mental frequency level from beta to alpha. So easily, those who are suffered from PCOS can easily de-stress themselves through the meditation techniques and pranayama. The another type is, I told you, unhealthy lifestyle. Okay. For this, generally, we make these ladies to exercise every day, especially we suggest them some yoga poses. So these yoga poses will really help to overcome the impacts of PCOS, and it will not cure the PCOS, because PCOS is the cyst in the ovaries. It cannot be eliminated by yoga. But the impacts of PCOS like irregular menstruation and obesity, then diabetes, constipation, and thyroid disorder, hair fall, mood swing, mental stress. So these all can be cured by practicing yoga. And two more things yoga can assure you regarding PCOS is, one is further formation of cysts can be prevented. Another one is already the existing cyst size cannot be increased. So these two promises yoga can give you, those who suffer from PCOS.
Okay, so like, what do you suggest to these women of reproductive age, like right from puberty to menopause? How they should be doing on daily basis, or what should their frequency? They should regularity. How frequent they should do yoga? What do you suggest them?
Yeah. First of all, if the women from reproductive age to menopause are diagnosed PCOS, the first thing, they should not panic. First thing is that once they get panic, definitely their mind will be full of stress. Number two is they should accept it first, and then they should follow a sort of lifestyle which covers three things, the three important things. They are, first is a healthy, balanced diet they have to follow. Number two is exercising every day. This everyday exercises like how we brush our teeth. So if we don't brush our teeth, how we feel? The same feeling we should get if we didn't exercise every day. So such a kind of tendency or a habit they have to cultivate in their day-to-day life. And third thing is sleep, a good sleep, that too, early to bed and early to rise. This is my, I could say this is the word I always use for my clients. Every ladies I use this. So if they go to bed early so that they can wake up early, and the hormones in their body can secrete properly. These endocrine glands will work properly in their body if they adapt these three habits. So this only I call it as a healthy lifestyle. So food and then exercising every day. And third thing is a proper sleep. So if they achieve these three things, easily they can manage their stress, and they'll be more positive also, so that the negative energy from outside will never affect them. So their positivity will easily eradicate those negative energy from outside.
Yeah, okay, that's really great what you told, ma'am, that even I believe this, like early to bed and early to rise, that kind of gives a very positive vibes and balance inside our body, the hormonal balance, everything. Even I personally feel that's very true. So I hope if we follow
Yes.
this, it's really going to be very helpful. Now there is another very common question which my clients or they do ask, like, I have not been doing exercises for so long. Now, what do you suggest? Can I start yoga suddenly? Or what about my flexibility? What about my strength? So there are a lot of, they are bothered about all these issues. So is it any particular time, like there are women, those who have not done since long? As you said, this is a lifestyle based problem. So, it starts because they are either leading a sedentary life or they have not been doing physical activity since long. Now suddenly they want, because of guidance, they want to start one fine day. So they can do it at any age. It can be started.
Yeah, of course. That is the specialty of yoga, I could say, because yoga can be started from 8 years to 80 years. Because the only thing the clients have to be very frank enough to the trainer regarding their health issues. Like, for example, if they have some past health history, they should share enough. And then, if they have some existing health issues also, they should disclose this to the yoga trainer, so that the trainer can plan the things accordingly. Depends upon their physical stamina, mental health, and depends upon their issues, the ailments which they have, so that the trainer can be easily planning their schedule. So they should not hide anything. And because there are a lot of styles in yoga, Priya, so which can be implemented at any age. Because people are thinking yoga is touching the toes and standing in headstand pose or a handstand pose. It is not like that. So at the age of 80 also, people can do yoga just by practicing some mudras, some simple pranayam techniques. Just by seated on the chair itself, they can practice yoga. Those who are not able to seated on the ground, some people will have knee pain, back pain, a lot of complaints will be there, right? So any age is possible. Any age we can start yoga. Depends upon their stamina level. They should be frank enough to the yoga trainer, so that the trainer can plan the things accordingly.
Okay, that's really great. Like right from the 8 to 80, you are saying that's like, there is no fixed
Yeah.
age. Any age they can start.
No. No.
Well, what are the things they should, if anyone wants to start yoga or they have not done before, what are the things they should keep in mind, or what are the prerequisites for those who are doing also on daily basis? What are things we should keep in mind, like the empty stomach, or what should be the duration gap between having the last meal and when you start doing yoga? So kindly suggest guidance.
Yeah. Yeah. So first of all, as you said, they should start yoga in an empty stomach. First thing is that. Next is early morning is the apt time for practicing yoga, and they should not practice in an air-conditioned room. That is not advisable.
Okay.
Yes. So they should open the windows of whatever room, whichever room they stay, and allow the sunlight to come inside, so that they get vitamin D also.
Okay.
And early morning, the atmosphere will be pollution free. So that time is the apt time for practicing pranayam also. And coming to their attire, they should wear some loose clothes, so that the stretchers will not be disturbed by the tight fitting stuff.
Okay.
And the main thing which they have to practice. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what are the like whom all you suggest they cannot do yoga? In case of
Yeah.
PCOS women, like what are the complications if they have, they cannot do yoga?
Yeah, especially during their menstruation, girls are not allowed to practice yoga. That too, mild stretches they can do, and mild pranayam techniques also they can practice, and mudras will be more effective during menstruation. Other than that, coming to those who have underwent some recent surgery, like to remove the cyst, they would have undergone some laparoscopy surgery and all. Now that time they're not supposed to do yoga. They have to wait till 6 months, and only after getting the consent from their healthcare provider, they can start practicing yoga. And say people who suffer from PCOS would have some high blood pressure. Now, at the age of 45 and all, who faces the menopause stage, they may have some blood pressure issues. So those people, certain yoga poses and certain yoga pranayam techniques, they are not supposed to practice. Example like Kapalpati and all, they are not supposed to practice. So
Okay.
these are the restrictions, because yeah, see, once they are very clear with their health issues to the trainer, the
Okay.
trainer will suggest them a proper practice, which all they can do, which all they can avoid. So those things can be done easily.
Okay. And you told during menstruation, during periods, they are not supposed to do. For how many days they are not supposed to do?
Yeah, for minimum we suggest 3 days, 3 days, and maximum is it depends upon their flow level. If the flow, see, for some girls, no, they may get flow for till 5 days or 7 days.
Yes.
So depends upon that. Is any heavy stretches, so they can do mild pranayam and all they can do.
Okay. Okay. Then now, what are the asanas which will be beneficial in case of PCOS? Few asanas which you can tell.
Yes, there are few asanas really helpful to overcome the impacts of PCOS. And what are they in the sense? Bhujangasana is there, which is a cobra pose, and Dhanurasana, and Halasana, Viparita Karni, Sarvangasana, and Pavana Muktasana. And there are two mudras which are very helpful to overcome this issue, namely Ashwini Mudra and then Yoni Mudra. These two mudras are really very effective on PCOS. And then pranayam, Nadi Shuddhi pranayam they can do. Even Kapalpati will help a lot in dealing with PCOS issues.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am.
But all these, all these things they have to practice under a yoga trainer's supervision.
Yes, that is very important.
So just by saying they are not supposed to practice. Yes, under the trainer supervision, they can practice, and they should not aim for perfection in the beginning itself. Slow and steady wins the race. So slowly they have to gradually improve the perfection and aim for perfection.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. It's very well said that the slow and steady wins the race, and definitely it has to be done with the proper under the guidance of proper yoga instructor.